Hey guys, welcome back. Time for a little bit more hockey action. We're going to go back and play a little bit more of NHL hockey, the original on the Genesis. We're going to play this today, and like I said before, I played this game once before, long before starting this. I do want to take a quick look here and show you. So if you go to continue playoffs, I think it forces you to put in a password. And my understanding is that this is kind of the way that these old EA games work. I'm going to play one player, and see here you can choose all sorts of different teams. So we're going to play with the Quebec Nordiques. Hopefully it allows me to choose that. We're going to put penalties off so we can smash into each other. Period length of 5 minutes, so we'll make this pretty fast. And let's just go for it. In addition to playing this, one of the things that I really want to do is I want to sit down and play some of the old NES hockey games as well. Originally, I wanted to do that today. Maybe I'll have enough time. I don't know. We'll have to check. I've got a couple of blog posts to write as well. Things that I theoretically wanted to have done already that I have not done yet. So we'll see what happens. Oh, so there's no offsides here. If you turn penalties off, you can do whatever it is you want. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. All right, so that answers that question. I still think that the graphics in this game are just absolutely superb for a game from 1991. This was released probably in July or August 1991, I believe. As I noted last time, I'm pretty sure that this game came out before Mario Lemieux hockey. I think the crowd likes it when I smash into these guys. I thought we were playing against Montreal, but apparently we're playing against Boston. It's fine. Probably should have gone back on defense instead of just running into each other like that. And see, we've paid for it. So that wasn't a very good idea by us defensively. So I'm playing with lines off, which means that technically we just have the same players on the ice the whole game. And we don't have to worry about fatigue or anything like that. The funny thing is, though, that they're only defined by their numbers. So I'm not quite as familiar with the hockey teams of like probably 1989, 1990 as some people might be. It's just so weird to be able to, just pass it like that any way you want. I think next time I play this, I'm going to have penalties on for my own sake of my own sanity. It's funny that I think in later versions you can make it so that you have maybe penalties. Oh, geez, what is our goalie doing? That was awful. I was going to say, I think in a later version you can make it so you have penalties turned off, but you have offside turned on so that you can get rid of this kind of ridiculousness. Most of the NES hockey games, by the way, don't have any sort of like offside or whatever. Of course, everybody knows that the great classic hockey game is the hockey game on the Atari 2600. I don't know if you played that or not. I remember playing that with a friend of mine. Oh wow, so this is just like Madden. You can watch highlights from the other games that are going on if you're playing in playoff mode. The early John Madden games at least are like this, and we'll show you highlights and stuff like that that's going on, which is pretty cool, so you can get like really into it. Oh, well. Just everything there. Oh, so they still have icing? They still have icing, but they don't have offside. Like, you can't turn icing off? Why can't I turn that off and leave offsides on? Whatever. Oh. Just missed it. Oh, you gotta hit him harder than that. So EA back in those days was all about trying to get like realistic player sprites and stuff like that. If you play the old NBA games before NBA Live, so I can't remember what it's called, NBA whatever it is. There's a couple of them on the on Sega Genesis. Oh, there we go. I didn't know you could start a fight. I played back and lost the fight. I didn't know you could start a fight right before before a face-off like that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, if you play the old NBA games, is what I was going to say. You'll notice that the emphasis is almost entirely on the graphics. The gameplay is actually pretty slow. So those old NBA games they're kind of fun on the Genesis, but the gameplay is a little bit slow for modern taste. Like it's a lot slower than say like Tecmo NBA Basketball, which came out just about the same time. We're not going to have as much luck today, I'm afraid, as we did last time. Might just be that Boston's a better team. All right, well, only wound up with 7 shots, so it's not great. Anyway, but you know, despite the fact that clearly a lot of attention was paid to player design here, this game, in terms of its physics and stuff like that, is actually really, really good. So the physics are great. The puck does what you think it's going to do. Your guys can't just like, you know, skate in whatever direction they want, like indefinitely or whatever. There are laws of physics that apply, so when you start skating, like this guy's a little bit slower, you can feel it right away. You get some guys that are faster. When you don't have the puck, you can speed up a little bit, gives you a little bit of an advantage. You can do stuff like that, you can dump it in. You can knock guys over realistically. If you knock the wrong guy over at the wrong time, you'll start a fight, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. That's really the reason why people love this series so much. Now, the big controversy, I would say, in this series is probably about whether NHL 94 or NHL 95 is better. We're a little ways away from getting to that, right? We want to play through these games a little bit first. Hey, we finally scored. How about that? So I played both NHL 94 and NHL 95 recently. NHL 95 is definitely faster. The physics engine feels a little bit different, though. 95 feels to me more like an arcade game, whereas this feels a lot more like, you know, actual hockey would be. So because of that, there are a lot of people who prefer NHL 94. There are many people who believe that it's probably the best sports game like of all time. What am I doing? That was awful. Anyway. Yeah, I'm just gonna let them take as many shots as they want. While you guys are playing offense, we're just gonna go back to the other side of the rink and do whatever we want. I love this. Get knocked over for hitting the goalie. Anyway, the nice thing about NHL 95 is that it has the season mode. It's sort of like if you play the Madden series, Madden 95 is the one that has the season mode. Madden 94 doesn't. It's just like this game, so you have to use passwords to advance. Anyway, so we lost. Yeah, so this thing here at the bottom, this is your password. This is only 10 minutes long. Let's play another one. I just want to see what happens if we go straight into it. Yeah. So, of course, the reason why we lost is because we don't have an advantage in anything. Nordiques. Actually, I should argue that I did really well considering our disadvantages. See, this is where I really, really miss those one-timers, right? In NHL 94, you can score a lot of goals that way. In this one, you just can't. It just doesn't work. So you gotta score the boring way. Well, shoot. What are you doing? Anyway, though, back in, I want to say like 99, 2000, something like that, I bought a Sega Genesis for my brother. I was in high school at the time, and this is the older of my younger brother, so he would have been in probably like 6th grade, something like that. Anyway, I got him a Genesis technically, but I think everybody in the family played it. You could get games like this back then for really, really cheap. So I know I got NHL 94 and 95. And I've had some experience playing both of them. I'm not quite sure that I know which one it is that I like better. Again, 95 is a little bit better if you want like a real arcade style experience, just because of the differences to the game engine. But 94, it probably is the more realistic of the two, I would say. And again, like I said, really its only drawback is that you don't have the ability to actually like run a full season. You can run a playoffs in this, but it won't save your progress at all. So you have to write down that long, whatever it was, like 20-character password. Yeah, try to score from there. I don't know why my goalie came all the way out here, but whatever. Maybe he wants to get in on the action. Oh well. I keep losing fights. Let me know if you have any tips for winning fights. There we go. Good stuff. Unfortunately, for game collectors, the NHL series, sort of like the Madden series, is treated just like sports games. And the idea is that nobody really cares about these games. They're a dime a dozen. There's thousands of them out there, millions of them, I should say, and it's not really worth much money. And I guess that's sort of true, with some exceptions. I don't know so much about hockey games. I know that when it comes to like football games, if you have Tecmo Super Bowl 2, especially on the Super Nintendo, that one's worth quite a bit of money because it's very, very rare. It's short printed. Games like this, though, were kind of made for sort of a mass market. In other words, this isn't going to be like a Chrono Trigger or whatever, a game where like it was a great classic, but it's an RPG and not that many people played it, right? Why weren't they playing it? Because they were playing games like this, right? This is what we were all playing when we were kids. Okay, cool. So you can knock. That's the first time we've seen the net knocked off the poles. So, anyway, it's kind of a shame. So when you get to people who are like really big into game collecting and stuff, they usually sort of despise these kinds of games. Also, if you look at a lot of guys who are doing like a lot of retro video game videos, who are focusing on playing through the catalog of this system, that system, or whatever, usually they won't think very much of these types of sports games, which is a shame because I mean, especially this series just is an absolute classic and is really a lot of fun. And while these games do like play similarly, they're not entirely the same. That was a really bad pass by me, by the way. I'm not sure. And we only had 2 seconds left on the clock. I should have just held on to the puck. I don't know what I was thinking. Take that. All right. What was that? What prompted that? I didn't do anything to him. Because my guy just got pissed off. And it's funny that the referee blew the whistle before the fight. Like, wait, we have to stop. We need these guys to fight. Alright, here we go. You can feel the difference, by the way, between playing as Pittsburgh yesterday and playing as Quebec. A lot of these players are much slower. That's the other cool thing about this game I just showed right there, which is that when you have the puck, you can move a little bit. That was a mistake. You can move a little bit to sort of like move the puck or move your stick one way or another, use one hand or the other. That's really, really cool. I'm not aware of any other hockey series that's quite that advanced in what you can do. See, if I push back and forth, he kind of, you know, moves it back and forth. Oh, come on. All right. Anyway, the only other real complaint I have about this game, it might sound kind of funny, but, you know, there's no music. This is common for the EA games from this period. I don't think any of them have any music. Instead they have this, like, static sound for the crowd. I don't know. That's it's not that great. I mean, same thing is true, like, if you play FIFA on the Super Nintendo, which came out in, what, like, 93, I want to say, or the Genesis version. I guess it came out on the Genesis first, but you notice the same thing. It's like the sound really isn't really all that great. Ah, they don't want to fight with me at the end of the game. Hold on. Anyway, there you go. You know, the stats here are actually, I would say, you know, fairly realistic, right? 21 shots for Boston, 13 for Quebec. Right, we both had one fight one. Kind of funny they give you the fight one statistics and stuff like that. So anyway, so there you have it. 2 more games here of NHL on the Sega Genesis. So that's probably going to be it for now. We'll see how things go tonight. If I get a couple of other things done really quickly, I might come back and throw a little bit of like NES ice hockey or something like that on here. And you know, because I do need some footage of this other stuff so that I can kind of piece together a good video for this. Anyway, like I said, the plan is still to put out a video here on the channel, a long form on Saturday probably, and we'll kind of go from there. I'm kind of taking a lot of this sort of one step at a time. There are a whole bunch of different games that we can like try out, and I can show you a bunch of different things that you may or may not know about, and we'll kind of see what happens from that point. I've said before, we're going to do a bunch of like hockey history as well and a whole bunch of other stuff, so it's not just going to be a video game channel. But, you know, this is the stuff that's kind of easy to make. It's easy to sort of put this together. It takes up like 15 minutes or whatever. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I'll talk with you again later. Bye.